So we've all drank from a water bottle. Some of us have drank from a lot of water bottles. We've hoarded them in our bedrooms, in our cars, in our backpacks, in our swim lockers. And we've looked at it as if it's okay because we recycle them. But not everyone actually recycles water bottles. In fact, only 32% of water bottles in the United States are recycled. This means, obviously, 68% aren't. But what does that actually mean? Well, if you do the conversions, and you look at the 33 billion liters of bottled water Americans consume every year, and change that into 12-ounce bottles, multiply that by the 68%, you find that 61 billion bottles are not recycled in the United States every year. This means that 61 billion bottles end up in our landfills. They end up in the oceans, and they end up harming the ecosystems and environments all over the world. But why do people just attack plastic water bottles? Well, there's tons of other kinds of plastic products that we all use, including soda bottles and the like. But the thing about plastic water bottles is scientists already have a crazy solution for how to not have to use them. In fact, this solution existed long before the water bottle itself did. It's called tap water. Tap water is perfectly safe and perfectly clean, and it's actually regulated more strictly than bottled water is by the FDA, because bottled water or tap water is regulated by the EPA. And you can get it for next to nothing from your local municipalities and from your kitchen sink or down the hall in the water fountain. But people are sometimes afraid to use it for absolutely no reason. And this is a complete economic fallacy of a water bottle. And it's not the only one. In fact, there's another one that probably could hit a little bit closer to home, especially if you drive a car. Oil. 4.6% of crude oil consumed in the U.S. is consumed in the plastic products and materials and resins industry. But obviously not all of this is plastic water bottles, but you see that plastics have a huge effect on the reliance that our country has on oil. Now, if you're looking just at water bottles, you'll see that 17 million barrels of oil are used to manufacture PET water bottles alone. This is just manufacturing the actual bottle. If you look at the rest of the process, such as capping and sealing and transportation, you'll see that 32 to 54 million barrels of oil are used in manufacture and transportation of these bottles. Now, this range exists a lot because of transportation. Some of our water bottles come from Fiji, Japan. Some come from France. Some, like Aquafina by Pepsi, are packaged in Los Angeles and shipped all over the country. So sometimes the transportation cost in energy is the same, if not more, than the cost of actually making the water bottle itself. And this might not seem like a big deal, but these are 32 to 54 million barrels of crude oil that do not need to be used. And especially in an economy and country where we're trying to lessen our dependence on foreign oil and lessen our dependence on oil at all and move forward toward renewable resources. It's extremely important that we look at the consequences of using crude oil to make water bottles, and don't push ourselves backwards towards our reliance on crude oil to continue this unnecessary use of bottled water. Thank you. Oops, that's the wrong one.